final class of our beginner series. So let's start by taking a seat. I'm going to start by warming up the body by doing what we call the breath of fire, which are rapid exhalations that we do by pumping the belly. And it sounds like this. So this breath really produces a lot of heat in the body. So we're going to do this to start today. So please find your comfortable seat. You can rest your hands on your thighs and take a deep breath in. And come back to a natural rhythm of breath. I'm going to do 2 more rounds of 20. So take a deep inhale, and I'm going to snap my fingers to keep the rhythm. So take a deep inhale, and exhale, 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 exhale. Take a deep breath in, and a long exhale out. You might find that you get a little bit dizzy at the very end of a little sequence like that, or a little series. And what helps a lot to kind of bring your sense of stability back is if you squeeze the muscles. I know this is going to sound strange. If you squeeze the muscles of your perineum, so like you're trying to hold your pee, or you're doing a Kegel exercise, after this, if you squeeze that area, it kind of brings this dizziness back to its, center. So let's do 1 more round. Inhale deeply, and exhale, 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 exhale. Take a deep breath in. Maybe you squeeze the perineum and hold for a few moments, and then exhale completely. Good. You should feel a little bit of fire in the belly, so this pumping activates the muscles of the belly, which creates a lot of heat. All right, so let's come to stand. So to start with, we don't need the main sling, so I've removed my main sling and laid it to the side, so you may want to take a moment to do that if you haven't already. And then you're going to come to stand in position 1, which is in line with your main gear here. You're going to reach for your highest handles. So we're going to come into a pose called jet seat. So you're basically going to jump into a seat and hug your knees into your chest and just hold for as long as you can. So we inhale deeply, exhale, jump in, knees to chest, and hold. Come down at any time. Good. And whenever you're ready, you can lower your feet to the floor, shake out the arms, shake out the hands. So what I like about this jet seat pose is that when you first start, I know for me when I first started doing this, I could barely keep 1 breath. And it's a good bookmark that you can use to measure your progress. So every time you do this, aim to add another breath, or maybe 2. And as you keep doing this, you'll notice that your core strength is going to start to improve, and you'll be able to hold this for much longer as time goes by. Good work. Okay, so we're going to use our longest straps. I want you to slide your clips nice and high, and then move your handles up. Excuse me. And do the same on the other side. So we're going to place our ankles in our straps, and we're going to work on that core. Okay, so when you're ready, let's come to hands and knees. Place your ankles in your longest straps. Place your hands directly underneath your shoulders. Spread the fingers wide. Root into the inner edges of the hand. So all of our weight now, well not all, because some of it's going in the ankles, but a lot of the weight is going into the hands. So you want to make sure that you're gripping the floor properly and that not all of your weight is going in the wrist. So this is why I repeat this all the time, because it's extremely important. Make sure that your index fingers point straight ahead. Claw the mat with your fingertips, root into the inner edges of your hands. When you're ready, I'm going to straighten the legs. I'm going to hold your plank here for 10, 9, 8, 7, bodies in one straight line, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower your knees to the floor and come to your forearms for a moment just to give your wrists a break. So you might want to just open and close the hands. So we will be doing that again, but this time we're going to do some crunches. So legs will be together. Again, you have the option here, if you're still working on coming into plank, you have the option of lifting one leg at a time or holding your plank. So this crunching business you can do at a later date, but for the benefit of everyone practicing, we're going to move ahead. All right, so come back to hands and knees. Make sure that your hand placement is safe. Claw the mat with your fingertips, push down to the inner edge of the hands. Good, when you're ready, straighten the legs. From here, you're gonna inhale, exhale, knees to chest, forehead to knees. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, knees to chest. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, knees to chest. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, hug it in. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, knees to chest. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, take it in. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, hug it in. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, hug it in. Keep going, you can do it. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, hug it in. Last one, inhale, straighten. Exhale, hug it in. Good. Straighten the legs. Phew, and lower the knees to the floor. So this is no longer considered really a beginner's class anymore. But you're getting to the point where you're graduating, and as we finish this beginner series, excuse me, it's just to show that you're ready to move on to the next level. All right, just take a few moments to bring your awareness to your breath. So nice long inhales through the nose. Deep exhalations through the mouth. Hard to do for me while I'm talking. Excuse me. All right, so let's come to stand and grab your main sling. Hook your main sling into your thimbles. And when you're ready, you can hop in and come into your traction Jackson. Excuse me. So our focus today is working on core strength. All right, so when you're ready, hop in. Bicycle the legs. Tuck the fabric behind your back. Reach for your straps, move them out of the way, and come all the way upside down. And take a break. Hold on to your elbows and make your legs secure, but release the muscle tension in the legs. So let your entire body here get really heavy. Feel the lengthening happening in the spine. You can close the eyes here and just let your weight create the space, create the length. Let your breath come back to its normal rhythm. Making your inhales and exhales the same length if and when you can.
And then from here, lower your hands to the floor, underneath the shoulders, spread the fingers wide, look up, and start to walk your hands nice and high, coming into our banana man. So big, deep stretch in the shoulders and the armpits, creating a little bit of a back bend here. Use your shoulder blades on your back to create a lift of the chest. So use that to make the curvature in your back a little bit more even so that not all of the back bend is happening in the low back. So from here, we're going to take our twists. Take your gaze up, walk your right hand to where your left hand is, take your left hand to your waist, take a twist, and look at your left knee. So your left hand can be on your waist, or you can reach it behind you and just wrap it in front of your right hip. Reach your left shoulder blade closer to your spine, creating a deeper twist. Push your bottom hand down and forward. Big deep breaths. And then come back to center. So both hands are shoulder width to start. Look up. Take your left hand to where your right hand is. Right hand comes to your waist. Take a twist here and look up at your right knee. Again, the right hand can stay on your waist, or you can wrap it behind your back, reaching for your left hip. Take your right shoulder blade closer to your back. Again, that helps initiate the twist just a little bit more. Push your bottom hand down and forward into the mat and feel the stretch on the outer left armpit. Arm is as straight as you can get. And then exhale, come back to center. Come up at any time, but we're going to keep going, so you can always pause the recording and catch up whenever you can. So from here, I want you to reach for your middle handles. So look up for the middle handles. And we're going to do some bicep curls. So we're going to, add a bit of core here. So inhale at the bottom. Exhale, bend your elbows, lift the chest, and look up. Exhale, and come down. Inhale, bend the elbows, come up. And exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. 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 One more. Inhale, lift. Pause here and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower all the way down and take a break. You can hold down to your elbows here. Take a few deep breaths. Let your belly be soft so that you feel a stretch in the flesh of the belly. From here, I want you to take your hands and interlace them behind your head. So here we're going to do some side crunches. So you're going to aim for your right elbow to reach towards your right knee. All right, so inhale at the bottom. Exhale, right elbow to right knee. Back to center. Inhale. Exhale, crunch to the right. Inhale, back. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, center. Exhale, crunch to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, crunch to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale to the right, and then lower down. Pause here for a breath. So elbows are wide, shoulder blades together on the back. We're going to do the left side now. Inhale at center. Exhale, crunch to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale 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 to the left. And back to center. Lower your hands to the floor. Take the arms wide, fingertips to the floor. Breathe deeply here. Good. Reach for your longest straps. Take your chin towards your chest. Unwind the legs and come all the way up. Just wrap your arms around your main sling. Rest your forehead and just take a moment here to find your center, to find your balance. And when you're ready, carefully come to stand. Okay. So from here, I want you to stand behind your main sling, and I want you to bunch up the fabric of your main sling and place the fabric at your hip bones. Start to fold forward and walk. Walk forward until your fabric becomes nice and taut. Reach for the inside edges of your fabric with your palm facing towards the outer walls. Lift the chin, start to walk back, back, back until your legs start to float up. Lift your chest, take your shoulder blades together on the back. Legs are strong here. Reach your sitting bones down towards your heels. Shoulder blades together, lift the chest. Good, and then lower your feet to the floor, walk forward, and then come all the way back. Reach for your fabric, bow forward, take your arms overhead, and take a break. All right, inhale, lift the gaze, look forward, exhale, and walk all the way back to center. So we're going to do the exact same thing. This time you're going to reach for your middle handles when you, just before you go into your angel pose. Then what we will do is we're going to slide the fabric down our legs and down towards the shins. All right, so bunch up your fabric, place your fabric in front of your hip points. You might need to come up to your tippy toes depending on how high your sling is. Start to walk forward until your fabric is nice and taut. Reach back for your middle handles, and you want to turn your palms out. Start to walk back until your legs start to float. Reach the legs together. From here, I'm just going to shimmy myself down or forward until the fabric starts to slide down my legs and down to my shins or my ankles. So this is called Angel 2. Now there's a different way of getting into this. So this is what this pose will feel like. You can bend one knee, step your foot on the ground, and come all the way out. Okay. So coming into this pose is a bit challenging, and I like to, well, what I'll do first is I'll demo, but in order to get into this pose, I kind of like to deconstruct it backwards. So if you want to just watch for a moment, this is what Angel 2 will look like once we kind of hop into it. So you're going to grab your middle handles, bend your knees, come into a squat. From here, we're going to jump knees to chest and kind of flip backwards so that your shins will automatically, easier said than done, hook into the fabric of your main sling. Somewhat like this. Now, once we're in here, the way to come out of it will be to take the knees into your chest, forehead to knees, and then slowly come out. I know that wasn't very elegant, but this is how we will work this. And coming out of it allows your brain to kind of
analyze and feel what it's like to be in this pose. So if coming into the pose is a difficult concept, which I know it is and can be for a lot of people, I know it was for me, and still I'm working on that. Some days are easier than others getting in and out. I found that for me it was helpful working backwards. So coming out of the pose versus getting into it. So let's try it that way. Again, you don't have to do this. You can still just work on angel pose, holding on to the sides of your sling or holding on to the handles, keeping the fabric at your waist. But for those of you who want to keep going, walk forward until your fabric is nice and taut. Reach for your middle handles with your thumbs facing up and your palms facing towards the walls. Walk back until your legs float up. So we want to make sure we keep the strength of the legs here. So legs are together, sitting bones reach towards the heels, lift the chest up. Start to shimmy yourself forward until the fabric slides down to your ankles or your shins. So from here, we're going to work backwards by hugging the knees into the chest, taking your forehead to your knees, and then slowly coming back to stand. So this is a good thing to work on. Again, you can stop this video, repeat this a number of times until you feel comfortable coming out. And then you can practice hopping in because it's just, again, a reversal of coming out. So we'll try coming into it one more time and then we'll move on. All right, so hold on to your middle handles, stand just behind your main sling in position 1. Bend your knees, lift your heels, pull on your handles, inhale, and exhale, hop. Once you're in your angel pose, you have the option of coming out by pushing into your left ankle, reaching the right foot to the floor, and then opposite. Or you can bend your knees, forehead to knees, and flip yourself out of it. All right, hold on to your main sling, reach your arms forward, and bow forward here to take a break. Okay, inhale, look forward, exhale, come all the way back. From here, we're going to hop back into our main sling. Push yourself into a seat. Bicycle your legs, tuck the fabric behind you. But this time, we're going to come into what we call back dive. So your legs are not going to come into your sling. You're going to keep your knees bent here, so toes are pointing towards the floor. Lean back, back, back. You can take your chest to your chin, chin to your chest. Lean back, and then lower your head towards the floor. Legs are bent. Open your palms out, shoulder blades together. Now, squeeze the legs together and straighten. Reach your sitting bones towards your heels, which will take a lot of pressure off the low back. Big deep breaths. Reach your heart forward. And then from here, bend your knees again, point your toes towards the floor, and grab one ankle at a time. Again, reach your sitting bones towards your heels, or towards your knees, to take away the pressure in the low back. Straighten the legs, hold on to your main sling, to your handles, and slowly come up. Take a break here. We're not going to hop out. We're just going to come out for a moment. So you can bow your head and rest your forehead on your arms. So we're going to to work on a couple more things before we end the practice. So stay here as long as you need to take a break. If you want to continue, you can grab your straps, lean back. We're going to come back into our traction Jackson for a moment. Take the arms overhead, take a break here. Let your spine lengthen, let your breath come to an even length. Good. From here, keep your left leg in your sling. Release your right leg and bend your knees so that your toes are pointing towards the floor. Reach behind you with your right hand for the outer ankle. And you can draw your knee into your buttock for a moment to take a stretch. And then pull your foot away from you. Slide your right shoulder blade towards your spine. Stay here with one hand, or maybe you reach your left hand behind you and hold on to your ankle with both hands. Pull your foot away from you as you reach both shoulder blades together on the back. Take a big stretch here. Big deep breaths. Good. And then release your foot. Place your foot back into your main sling. Make sure it's secure. And then when you're ready, keep your right leg in your sling. Release your left leg. Bend your knee deeply. Point your toes towards the floor. Some of you might want to keep your right hand on the floor. Reach behind you with your left hand. Hold on to your ankle. Draw your heel in towards your buttock for a moment to take a stretch. And then pull your foot away from you. Slide your left shoulder blade closer to your spine. Stay here or reach with your right hand behind your back. Hold on to your ankle or your foot with both hands. And then pull the foot away from you. Shoulder blades together on the back. Lift the chest up. One last big deep breath. And then exhale. Place your left leg back into your sling. I'm going to keep moving on, but if you want to take a break again, please do so. Slide your handles into the center of your fabric if it's not already. And then from here, you're going to take your arms wide, spread the fingers wide, and just a very gentle pressure with your hands down on your handles. And notice how that creates a muscle engagement in the shoulder blade area. Keep your legs wrapped, but unwind the feet and take the soles of the feet together. From here, you're going to bend your elbows and take your hands next to your ears around the shoulders. From here, take your knuckles behind your head and reach your elbows towards the floor. So it's a big stretch here in your triceps. So reach the elbows towards the floor. Keep pushing your feet together. Big deep breaths. We call this double diamond. So it's a big stretch in the shoulders, big stretch in the upper arms. And then take the arms wide again. Take a breath here. Hook your feet back into the edges of your trapeze. And now take your elbows, bend your elbows again, and take your hands next to your ears. So the next pose is a bit challenging, but I want you to focus on the strength in your back muscles. So really feel your shoulder blades engage here. So the action, so we're going to come into what we call Superman or Superwoman. We're going to push down into the hands to lift the chest up like you're trying to look at the wall behind you with your gaze. So it looks like this. So you push down into the floor, lift the gaze. Now you can take your hands together, lift the chest, look up, and then come back down. All right, I'm going to turn myself around so that you can see a little bit better. Give me a moment. You can stay or come up for a break. All right, so from here I go back into my traction Jackson, double wrap my legs, and come all the way down. I reach for my longest handles. Take my arms wide, so I want to engage the muscles of my back by pushing gently into my handles with my fingers spread wide, arms are straight. So just notice again the engagement of the muscles. You really want to tap into those muscles to create the lift of the chest. All right, so from here I bend my elbows. I keep pushing down towards the floor, so I want to keep that engagement. From here I push down and I lift my gaze up like I'm trying to come into our traction Jackson or banana man. So it's a big back bend. Lift my gaze up. Push my hands firmly into the floor to straighten the arms. I look up. So your feet can stay as they are, or you can release the feet and squeeze the legs together. Point your toes, engage the muscles of the legs. And this is called Superman or Superwoman. Good. And then take your feet back. Lower very slowly. Release your handles. Hold on to your elbows. Take a deep breath here. We'll repeat that one more time. So reach for your longest handles. Instead of just trying to come into it right away, let's really see if we can fire up the muscles necessary to get us into the pose. So take your arms wide, arms are straight. Spread the fingers wide and a gentle pressure down into the handles. Not only are the muscles of the shoulder blades engaged, but the muscles along the spine. So everything is hugging in towards the midline on the back body. And that we need to keep engaged. So keep pushing down as you take your arms and bend the elbows. Take your hands next to your ears in line with the shoulders. Keep the engagement of the muscles on the back. Lift your gaze up, up, up. Keep pushing your hands down to straighten the arms. Keep your knees bent or straighten the legs. Zip the legs together. Engage the muscles. Keep your gaze up. And then hook your foot back in, your feet back in, and come all the way back. From here, grab your handles or your straps, take your chin to your chest, release your legs, and come all the way back into a seat. Now slide your fabric here. So this was a very strong core-based class. And as we keep moving along the path of our yoga trapeze experience, a stronger core will allow you to be a little bit more creative with what you can or want to do. So as we move ahead in our practice, this core engagement, whether it's just in the front of the body and the back body, we really need to develop that in order for us to progress further down the road. Okay, so I want you to slide your fabric here down your legs and slide your clips up. So you want your fabric to come just below the knee joint, so scoochy back. And then from here, take your arms on the outer edges of your main sling. Point your fingertips forward. Squeeze your fabric with your arms. So much so that you feel the muscles in your chest, so your pectoralis muscles, start to engage. Keep squeezing the arms, straighten the legs, and start to lean back. So you're going to slide your arms back slightly, but we're not leaning all the way back. Keep squeezing, lift your legs. Either knees are bent here or straight legs. We're not lying completely back into our sling. It's really just your bum and your pelvis into your seat. Straighten the legs. Breathe deeply. Keep squeezing your fabric here. And then come all the way back. Good. We're going to do that again, and I'm going to turn around so that you can see, have a clearer picture of what I'm doing. So we're going to go from this boat pose, Navasana, into the different stages of shoulder stand. So again, slide your fabric down your legs, take your arms on either side of your fabric, squeeze the fabric as you point your fingertips towards the wall in front of you. Either you have bent knees or straight legs, start to lean back. Draw your navel in towards your spine, bend your knees into your chest, or straighten the legs and take your gaze up towards your feet. Keep squeezing the midline here. Big deep breath, gaze is up. Good. And then from here, you can bend your knees, lie back, and grab your middle handles. So just like we did in our back dive, but right now I have more fabric supporting me. So I'm just going to lower my chest down. You can keep your legs straight, pointing towards the wall. Just having your head lower than your heart is a good pose to be in. From here, you can squeeze the legs and start to point your toes up towards the sky. So this would be stage one of your shoulder stand. You can stay here or bend your knees into your chest, tuck your knees in. This would be stage two, or you can straighten the legs. Arms are straight here. So straight arms are very strong arms. Take your toes towards the wall behind you and stay here. Or we can work on coming out. Take your belly and thighs towards each other as you slowly come to stand. Straighten your arms, walk back, and take a forward fold. Again, you can repeat this a number of times, but in the sake of time, we will just do it one time in this class. Good. And then come all the way up. And the last pose will be our Shavasana. So when you're ready, come to find your seat. Slide your fabric down your legs. So you've worked very, very hard today. And it's well deserving of a very nice Shavasana. So slide your, again, fabric down your legs. Reach behind you for the fabric above your head. And like you're putting a hoodie on, place your fabric over your head so that your fabric is taut against your back. And then start to lean back. The legs can dangle here, or you can take your legs inside with your feet, soles of the feet together, knees apart. And then from here, cross your forearms on your chest, taking your right hand to your left shoulder and your left hand to your right shoulder. Close your eyes and just let your body rest and release here. Again, lots of deep inner work required for this practice. So as much effort as you put into your practice, put as much effort to let go. Let go of controlling your breath here and let your body be heavy. Stay here as long as you need to. But if you'd like to end your practice with me, take a deep inhale through your nose and a soft exhale through your mouth. Keep the eyes closed and reach for the edges of your fabric. Pull yourself up, straighten your legs and let your knees dangle off the edge of your fabric. Place your hands inside the fabric and rest your hands on your thighs. We will end the practice by doing a few rounds of a 4-4 breath. So inhaling and exhaling through the nose for the count of 4. Let's begin. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back to a normal, natural rhythm of breathing. And when you're ready, slowly open the eyes. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope this practice was beneficial for you. Thank you. See you next time.